Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. How are we doing today, guys? Well, it's been a minute since I've been on YouTube. You know, the last I told you I was going to make that 3,000 mile run from the Pacific Northwest all the way down to West Palm Beach, Florida. Got her done. I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't easy. I'm running totally on recaps. And to make a 3,000 mile run on recaps where you're not always getting a full clock, let's just say it was right there on the edge. Right there on the edge. I was able to get there on time. But I will tell you that in the way that I had to do it, talk about broken sleep patterns, it was hard. It was hard. Sometimes you really got to step up to the plate. And I'm not going to mess around with you. Almost didn't pull that one off. I was right there at my threshold, if you know what I mean. But today, I get a nice little day of rest. I'm still not going to get a 34-hour reset, but I'm going to actually build a little bit on my recaps to give myself just a little bit of a cushion. So running over the next few days ought to be just fine. But that being said, let me give you a chow report, man. Coming across I-80, you know, going eastbound, right after you go through Cheyenne, Wyoming, just on the eastern side, there's a Saps Brothers truck stop there on I-80. And right next to that Saps Brothers is a TJ's Steakhouse and Saloon. I'm going to tell you right now that I had the best steak in that steakhouse that I've had in probably over a year. I mean, it's a legit steak. You go to regular steakhouses like Outback and that kind of stuff, I'm going to tell you their quality has gone so far down over the last year or so. They've just got to where they piss me off. You know, you go in there and order. You know, one of my great things at Outback is always get their large filet, right? Which is supposed to be their top-notch steak. I'm going to tell you here, a couple weeks ago, I went into Outback and I got their top-end filet, and I couldn't tell the difference between that filet and a sirloin steak. I might as well order a sirloin steak, all right? Talk about, man, I was hacked. Oh, just put it that way. I'm not going to the big chains anymore. I still think you can get a quality steak for your buck at Texas Roadhouse. Problem is, everybody else thinks that too. So you go to Texas Roadhouse, you may have to wait in line for 45 minutes to an hour. Not into that. But if I can go in there during off-peak time where I can walk in, sit down, have a steak dinner, and leave, Outback Steakhouse is probably my only chain that I will actually go in and buy a steak from these days. But TJ's Steakhouse and Saloon, right next to Sapp Brothers, just east of Cheyenne on I-80. I will not ever miss that steakhouse again. I'm coming through there. I'm going to stop and eat. I'm going to make time to eat at that steakhouse. So, high recommendations from the recap on that steakhouse. Good stuff. Let's see, what else? You know, I was in an accident a couple weeks ago down in Dallas where I got rear-ended. I was stopped at a stop sign. The lady just drove right into the back end of my truck. What can you do, you know? But on my way down from the Pacific Northwest, coming down to Florida, had to drive through Atlanta. And I'd scheduled it so I was driving through Atlanta about 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I thought I would get through the craziness without having to be too crazy. Oh man, was I wrong. A matter of fact, almost involved in another accident there. There was a fatality accident where, and I'm assuming here what happened looking at it. It looked like there was a big RV, the low man in it, that looked like he got confused and might have missed his exit and basically probably almost come to a stop in the middle of the freeway. A car hits the brakes behind the RV, and a semi-tractor trailer just totally squished that little car. You could have put that car in my glove box over here. So you know whoever was in that little car was dead. It was just bad scene, right? It's one of those bad scenes. But anyway, so I rolled up on that backup and I got her shut down, plenty of time, no big deal. Totally safe, all that. But we are totally sitting still in the backup. And of course, those of us that are in the back of it, you know, we got our four-ways on, letting everybody know that we're coming to the stop. And I've been sitting there at a stop for a couple minutes. And all of a sudden I hear this boom, 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 boom. It sounds like somebody hitting a dock over and over. Boom, 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 right? And I look in my left view mirror. Now I'm in the far right lane. And the guys that are in the lane directly to my left, I see all the trucks just going wham, 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 wham down the line. While we were sitting there in the backup, a semi-tractor trailer just piled into the back end of the backup. So now we got an accident in front of us, an accident behind us. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. Like I say, guys, you can do everything right out here. You can be 100% safe all the time. And shit is going to happen. That's all there is to it. A scary moment there in Atlanta. And got out of Atlanta and got on down, and I stopped at a way station to get some sleep. And there was a driver next to me, and we had a conversation. You know, I got out to walk the dog. He was standing in front of his truck smoking a cigarette. We got to talking while the Bangers was out there doing her business. And come find out, this guy had been in a solo truck for a week. And we got to talking, and here's how it went down. He got his CDL. He got hired on. This was his first company. He went out with a trainer for 1 week. And he said that he was really stressed out because even though he had 1 week with the trainer, they worked on backing zero. Zero. He got zero fundamentals on how to back a truck. So he's trying to teach himself how to back up a truck with basically no instruction. And again, I don't hold that driver so much accountable as I hold that company that put him in that seat that way accountable. And we all know 1 week with a trainer, and it sounds like to me like during that week that they might have ran more like a team than actual training. I mean, I just have to shake my head, guys. Not cool in my book, not in this day and age. No. As you see, I got my Magnum shirt on. I feel like this is still the best seat in the industry. If you're going to be a company driver, that's the place, right? Because I know we don't do business that way. We train a guy for 30 days, which I'd like to be more, but to tell you the truth, that's hard being on a truck with somebody for 30 days. But you need somebody to really go over the fundamentals. Really go over the backing fundamentals. You know, when I had a guy on my truck as a trainee, I tried to make it a goal that we're going to do at least 150 practice backs within that 30-day period. So, you know, take that stress off those guys. But I'm seeing this more and more, that these guys are being turned loose with trucks in a solo mode that basically have no training whatsoever. I'm seeing more and more of this out here, and I'm coming across it way too often. Let's just put it that way, way too often. Now, I'm not the world's best truck driver, but I do work on my craft. I do work every day on how that I can absolutely do the best at my job. And that's what you got to do. Guys, if somebody has put you in a truck with very little training, you're going to have to take it upon yourself to train yourself. And what I mean by that, especially when it comes to backing, probably the most stressful part of your day is backing into a spot or backing into a dock. Do this. In the middle of the day when the truck stops are empty, go ahead and go off duty, put yourself on PC, and just do 5 or 6 practice backs every day in an empty parking lot. 5 or 6 practice backs every day for the first year or so that you're out here. Your skills will grow so fast and you'll become so much more confident, and your job will get so much easier. It really will. That's probably about all I got to say today. Let's see. Video's over 11 minutes. That's long enough. Hey, I hope all y'all have an absolutely fabulous day. God bless you, each and every one. Remember, you too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.